but I had to tell y'all what I meant about that. Yes. Yes, I am very passionate about this, Crystal Clear Poet, because I'm tired of seeing folks look. I'm tired of little punk ass kids, because I know they end up becoming punk ass grown folks that eventually will come into my path one day who I got knocked shit out of, and I'm tired of slapping folks. I really am. But with that being said, let me bring in who in the queue. I got People's Poetry Project in the queue. Choice Raymond, come on in, People's Poetry Project. Let us know what the business is.
How's it going?
Hey, what it do, People Poetry Project? Man. Welcome, man.
How's it going? Yeah. No, you know what? I used to fight back in the day too.
Yeah, but let me ask you this question. What time you went to high school, you knew where you stood on the food chain, right?
By the time I went to high school, nobody fucked with me.
Yeah, you knew where you stood on the food chain. You knew that you had some with your hand.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you why this all happened, though. See, I'm from a place where white was the black, so to say. You know, I'm half German, half Spanish and Mayan, right? Grew up in the jungles of Belize. So, you know, my own neighbors, my own village kids, so to say, they hated me because I was half white.
I got you.
And the German, my teacher, he hated me because I was a product of sin. That's the way they seen it, because they're Mennonite, right? So they had that really strict culture about them. Yeah, so I was a target on both sides. There was some days I was getting 3 beatings a day. The kids would beat my ass. I wouldn't even go to school with cake for lunch anymore, because every time my mom would pack lunch for me with a cake in it, I'd get my ass beat for being privileged, right? And then the teacher would watch. He would wait there and just watch until I would stand up for myself and try to defend myself. That's when he would call me into the classroom, close all the shutters, whoop my ass, and tell me to pray for forgiveness. And then I'd go home. I'd get another whooping, because the teacher would call home and tell my parents that I started a fight in school. They didn't believe me. They didn't believe me when I said, nah, they did, right? So after years, I was probably from around age four till about age 9. So I was getting a lot of beatings. Just a little kid. I never knew how to defend myself, never knew nothing. I just knew how to brace. That's it. When I came to Canada, I found a different world, man. I found how weak people were. Honestly, that sounds weird, but that's true.
I know exactly what you mean. Believe me, I know exactly what you mean.
Because everyone talked big. Everyone talked big. Everyone has a fucking big mouth, but no one can actually act on it. So I started bullying the bullies. Not physically bullying them, but if I see them picking on them geeks and them nerds and the weird kids, well, guess who was standing up for them? It was me.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we built for. That's what we built for.
Yeah. The first couple of weeks come to school here, though, I had my 10th birthday here. Probably a month before I turned 10, we moved here to Canada. But at first, I was scared shitless of the school system, because I came from a school that had 30 kids and 2 teachers, and them beatings were bad. So I came here, now they got 1,400 kids and like 20 teachers and like 3 principals, all this. I was like, man, the fucking beatings must be 10 times worse here. That's what I thought. Yeah. But now I found out how easy it was to get away with shit, man. They just want to talk, man. They just want to talk. Just explain to me what happened. Okay, I'll tell you what happened, man. Yeah, it was good, man. It was good.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You know, I'm from Dallas, Texas, and I'm from an area. I'm from an area where I didn't see nobody outside of black until I think I'm maybe 9, 10 years old, and it started with Mexicans. You know, it started with Mexicans, which is why I think I'm so cool with Mexicans to this day. It started with Mexicans, and being around completely different nationality from somebody from a completely different country. One of the first things I learned was the difference in what we consider our level of gangster. When we consider our level of ruthless and gangster, is far surpassed by
You know,
anything outside of this continent.
that's true. That's true. You know, gangsta isn't about how much you can show. You know, it ain't about the Glock in your pocket. It ain't about the fucking money in your wallet. It's about the humble in the heart and the reason to fight. But anyways,
somebody said that's a poem.
Yeah, well, I do poetry.
That's a poem,
you see my name right there. It's poetry. I actually want to spit two things for you if I can, but before I get to that, before I get to that, what was I gonna say? Now I forgot. No, I did forget what I was gonna say. I did forget what I was gonna say. That's funny shit. If I remember it in a bit, I'll let you know. But I got this one thing here. So this has been through a whole lot. Oh, yeah. So I went from being the only white kid around, come out here. When I first moved out here, the only other brown kid in my school was a native kid. And I went from everybody wanted to beat my ass for being different to coming here. Nobody wanted to come near me or talk to me for being different. Everyone was scared of me until the cutest girl in school started come talking to me. After she started talking to me, that's when I started making friends. We were playing.
Oh, yeah, that's how I would go.
Yeah, I'd see these kids right there. They're playing King of the Hill at lunch break. Everyone's rushing up the hill trying to be the king, right? I walked up that hill. I stood there. Nobody came. Nobody came, man. And it's not that I had beat up nobody or nothing like that. It's just they didn't even want to try. And then, you know, I had a hard time making friends when I first got here because I had that strong Creole accent, like "Buddy boy, I want boxer," you know, like everyone was like, you know, everyone was, you know, giving me a hard time, like making friends and shit. And getting older, I just started to stand for something, which was the whole bullying thing, because I remembered how I felt with that, right? And I just felt like I was the one that could do something about it. And anyways, this one poem I got here, this one here is about who I am and what the world has turned me into, because, you know, I've always been looked down on, I've always been beat down, but I picked my ass back up, right?
Amen.
All right. So this is Where I Stand, the Man I Am on My Land by Choice Rhymer. I never give up on someone who's feeling gone, but when I feel like it, I'm left to deal alone and said to be the toxic misfit, like if I'm just a stone. Easy for them to quit and stay out of my zone, because I'm just a hypocrite for feeling the pain to the bone, because they can't admit the same pain they have also known. So they will rather threat to split than to be someone grown, and make me out to be unfit, so I am overthrown. And I can't even acquit or try to atone, just because they don't permit and don't condone, and only omit, hence they overblown, instead of trying to submit or lose the verbal tone. And instead of trying to knit the slit of pain needing to be sewn, they take a drill bit and go way overblown, when I just want to remit and go back to my throne. But then again, I am hit with that overtone and reminded of being a misfit, and that all I am prone is to never refit without a grindstone. So I take the hit bit by bit till my spit spirit is gone with my wit, and I get spit right on my grit till you see my obit. Now I've been shown my capstone, that I'm just alone, easy to disown, always on postpone, worth nothing more than a groan, and made to dethrone. And apart I'm blown, like I am brittle as free stone, and then unbeknown, but I do know where I'm homegrown, and I am a milestone away from my headstone, my grave, and I will not be a slave to how I'm expected to behave. It's who I am worth that's worth to save, and I will be brave, and I will never cave. After everything I gave, I will conclave, and you will feel my shock wave, and I will never deprave, and I will engrave and pave my rave. It's time for a new wave. After everything I forgave, time to be a threat like a heat wave. I'm the autoclave, hotter than a microwave to any who misbehave, and my fury stave those who want to enslave the love I gave and save. Anybody unhappy with what I gave is the archichave you will mold away, while I enjoy the day that I chose to walk away, not to stay, and found my way to find my own gateway. And I will not delay or let myself decay. I will never stray from my pathway until I fade away or reach my judgment day. This is all I have to say with this wordplay. My enemies will not overstay. It's doomsday, and I will slay. The rest will stay away at bay and have nothing and be nothing but a memory of yesterday. You better be a runaway when I display my array, that my life is my Broadway. I have no dismay in who I display, because my Lord's side is where I lay, and exactly where I am to stay.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh, y'all give me 2 seconds.
No worries, man.
Whew. Thank you, Jesus. Here I is back. Say, man, I like that motherfucker right there, boy. That's why I ain't get my ass up for that.
I appreciate
I
that,
like
man. I
that
appreciate
motherfucker.
that. Yeah, well, that's my favorite one.
Already, man. We like that. That's a perfect way to end my show. We got 2 minutes
Yeah.
before third off lunch break is over. We got. That's why I needed a good finale. That motherfucker, that hit. Man.
All right.
Make
Sounds
sure to
good.
Make sure to start coming tuning in. Midday open mic. We do this Monday through Friday. Midday open mic Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern. Third off lunch break is on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern. But this is what we do, man. Every
All right.
Monday through Friday. We here, man. Love you, pimp. Glad you came, man.
All right, yeah, man. Yeah, thanks, G. All right,
Yes,
one.
sir. Hit the X for me, cause mine ain't working on here today. All right, everybody. Y'all heard me say, boy, just went in, y'all. Let them know. Yeah, yes, that milestone headstone connection. That was a nice little bar right there. What it do, Miss Tiffany, grown man speed, glad you came. Hey, Miss Betty. Yes, Ramadan. Hey, symbiosis, glad you came. I'm glad y'all here. This is with the last couple of minutes. Hey, Faith.